Hello, everybody. Welcome again to Ken Knows Gambling. I had a question from one of my members, Bruce, and I couldn't really tell exactly what he's asking. I think I get the gist of it. It's about laying the 4 or the 10 on a DP. And so I'm going to try to give you the reasons you should and the reasons you shouldn't. It still is a you thing, okay? It's what you believe. It's your theory. It's your logic. It can be argued both ways, okay? So let's look at it. All right. If you don't, on a don't pass, you can get hit 6 ways on that 7. 6 out of 36. Okay, and you can hit 11, which is 2 ways. All right, there's 8 ways you can get hit. All right. That being said, if you are a proponent of it, if I cover that with 50, it's a 1 to 2. All right, a lot of people don't like that, but on those 6 ways that 7 hits, then you'll protect that. So you lay if you want to protect. I think everybody understands that point. Now, what's the bad in it? Well, the bad is if the 4 gets hit, all right, you're going to lose twice this. All right, so you lose. That sucks, right? But at the same time, it can afford you an opportunity to get that back right now. Why? It's a 3 times odd. If you're on a 3, 4, 5 times odds, they'll let you win $75. So you can lay it, not lay it, but you can put 150 odds. All right. And that would give you $75. That would give you your 50 back plus a quarter. All right, so it's just a thought process. All right, so now let's look at this. I even talking about hedging on an 11. You could throw $2 down there if you want to just bleed it out. You can $2 down there and a lay, and you're okay either way. All right, so you're going to lose this 8 times out of 36 rolls. Eight times. Okay? Out of 36 rolls. So let's assume we had 36 rolls and we lost this 8 times. That means we're going to lose 8 quarters. Let me get this back. Let me get this back to square here. Okay, so let's lose this 8 times. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That sucks, right? Okay. Now, let's put this quarter out. Hedge the 4. And now we're only going to lose twice on an 11. If you actually throw $2 on the yo, now you can't get beat on the come out. So that takes these away. All right. However, you're going to lose on the 4 3 times out of 36. So that's 1, 2, 3. You're going to lose 6 of your quarters 11 still beats you. All right. So if we protect it, then you can't lose on the 11 either. These are just, these are the 6 ways and the 2 ways actually on the 11 if you don't cover it. So you still would lose 2 ways on that 11. That's 8 versus 8, isn't it? Okay. 6 ways to roll a 7. You lost that 6. 2 ways to roll an 11. That's 8 possible ways out of 36 rolls. 3 times, but you're doubling it. These guys ain't stupid on the math. So there's the 3 times you hit the 4 and the 2 times you hit the 11. That's where it goes. A lot of people, it's, just don't do it. And especially if you try to do the 11. I used to be a big fan of that. Not so much anymore. I still will. Depends on how much I have here. But if you look at it this way, there's no real advantage or disadvantage to doing either. Okay? Now, what it really depends on is how many times does the 7 save you? Because when you got this out here, you're going to get saved 6 times. You're going to get saved 6 times. But you're only going to make 6 on a $50 lay. You got saved 6 times versus getting hit 3 times. Either way you slice it, it's a pretty even out proposition, isn't it? Not even minding the 11. Well, that 11 hanging out there, there's an extra 2, but we've shown that either way, it's a pretty evened out proposition. So, why would you do it? The only way that it makes a difference is if the 7s are coming out more unproportionately to the 4s. All right. So in a 1 roll situation, like one shooter, maybe he bangs out 7, point, whatever, and then he comes back 7. If he's just banging those 7s on the come out, but you don't know what he's going to roll. So therefore, it's really hard to stand on one side or the other when you look at it, that it pretty much evens itself out. I mean, I just showed you. It evens itself out. So, if you're betting little money, you're just as better off just let it go. However, if you like odds, here's the deal. If I'm going to even out either way, don't do it, do it. If I do that now and get hit with that 4, back to where I was. Now, I am a proponent of this. I'm like, okay, go ahead, hit me again. Say the point goes here. Hit me again, mofo. Go ahead. I'll challenge it. I'll live and die on 4s and 10s. But that gives me the opportunity, A, to save myself just in case the 7s pop more than the 4s, which they damn sure can. The 7s will outweigh 4s, way more than the 4s outpace the 7s. All right. This way, I can protect myself 6 times on 6 of those 7s. And if it gets hit, I'll do the odds and I'll challenge it again. Now, here's the bad on that. You're down a rabbit trail. If the 4 comes back at you, that's the point. You know, with 2 4s banging you, look at what you lost. All right, let's do it again. Now watch. If you subscribe to that, boom, the 4 hits, you lose your 50. And then the point hits again. You lose your 25 and you lose this. So in that scenario, you've lost 225 versus let the 7 hit you. Points of 4. The 4 hits. Crap. You're only down 50 instead of 200. So it's probably overall better just to let it go out naked. Otherwise, it's fairly close to even Steven. Okay? So that's why it becomes a you thing. What do you think? What's your theory? What's your logic? Okay? I used to a long time ago I would do that every time. Every time. And a couple down there on the yo. I said I refuse to get beat by the 7. I don't want to get beat by the 7. Well, now there's you can do different things. Okay? Instead of betting that don't pass, you can bypass the come out roll and do the don't come. Well, the same thing can happen, 7 or 11. You're still back to should I lay or should I not? You're still back to if I do, you know, say the points is 6 and you know, the 4 hits. I lose this comes here comes the 150, I lose it. It's the same scenario, right? But what you could do is bypass the come out total, bring 100 out there on the lay 4 and try to get to 7. Let that 7 be your buddy. There's where I have morphed over the years. Let this 7 be my buddy. All right? I can either lay it and do other things, or I can just let me win. I'm going to try to win $100 laying instead of doing any of these. Lay it. When the 7 hits, you win $50 minus your little vig, right? Now what can you do with 50? Maybe you bring this down, and now it's paid for. Now you start doing what you want. I'm almost now a proponent of laying a 4 or 10 or 4 and 10 to get what you want so you can do something else. And I always want the 7 to be my buddy now. Always. I think in the long run I'm better off that way. Now I don't know if any of this stuff made sense to you, because there's no real answer from me. What is the best? Only what can happen. The only thing that this does is on that particular session. That session only. If the 4s outpace, right? If the 4 becomes a point more often than not, like, because once you get that out, do you even keep it there? Once you get the point out, do you keep it there? Or did you just use it for the come out? Okay? You take that back down. Okay? But that particular time at the table, are there going to be more 7s on the come out or more 4s? By math, you have a 2 times better chance of hitting a 7 than you do the 4. In the long run, I think it evens out, and you can bleed some on the 11. I think in the long run, it just is, you lose the VIG. In the long run, it'll even itself out minus VIG. You're bleeding the VIG, you're bleeding the VIG, you're bleeding the VIG over tons and tons of sessions. So in the long run, this is probably the worst thing you can, or not worst thing, but it's not as good as just leaving it out there naked because of the VIG. You know, they're going to charge you a few bucks over and over and over and over. Now, if you get to take it down, you don't have to pay that VIG, but when the 4 hits, you know, not only do you lose that, or if they pay on it when they pay, you pay the VIG when they pay that quarter. Just the VIG, you bleed out. And now it's not even Steven anymore. It's a little weaker doing this. Although there's times for it. I still will from time to time. It just, I don't know. So, Bruce, there's no real answer other than playing it the long run. You lose the VIG here, and it's pretty much an even. It depends on the session at the table at the time. I think I've proven over the long run, it's either way. Either way, probably don't matter, except the VIG you bleed. So really, longer sessions, longer times, you're better off going flat. Otherwise, it's just a you thing. I hope that helped, man. Or I just freaking muddied the waters like crazy, which I never mean to do. But that's the best I got at 9 o'clock at night. Yeah. All right, now. I should do a series about laying. Matter of fact, I think I might. I might do a short little series about all the different ways you can lay, why you lay, the good, bad, and the ugly of laying. You know, it's a 1 to 2 here. A lot of people don't like laying ever because it's a 1 to 2. You put 2 to win 1. But I'll give you, for example, right now. Watch. I'm going to put $600. You know, you're playing or whatever. You're getting a rhythm for the table. I'm going to put $600 on a lay 4. I mean, this is just one thing. And a lot of people say that's the dumbest thing they've ever done. Some people go, it's the most brilliant thing you can ever do. In gambling, there's always a line, and you got 2 camps. I don't care what you do. There's always somebody that's going to oppose you. All right? But anyway, let's say you do that. You're not even doing a line. Now, let's see. There's the 7. First roll. That's what I wanted. What do I win? 300 minus the VIG, but we're just going to take the 300. I'm going to put the 6 in my pocket, and I'm either going to go home right now, or look at what I have. I have $300 to play with. And now I'm going to lock up 200. We're going to get 100. And maybe I play the outsides. Free. I had to risk. But on a 1-roll situation, you know, if you go short term, a lay can be a good thing. Okay? So now that afforded me $200 profit, and I'm out with $100. And now I want to see if I can. I'm willing to go home with that. Now I want to see if I can do something. Let's just play it out. I'm guaranteed the 2. There's a 6. And there's a 7. It didn't happen. Okay, great. I walk away with the 200. But what if 35? Oh, the 10 hits. 50. Maybe that's all you get. 7. You're still good. And you've made 275, 285 with a chance to make more. So I think over the next couple, I might talk about laying. I think it's a good enough topic to talk about. And maybe if I do it a couple times, a couple different ways, you know, I don't know if that's what you wanted, Bruce. I really don't. And I'm not riding the fence on it either. I used to be heavy covering that in my younger days, even 5 years ago. But when you do as much as I have and seen as much as I have, even over 5 years, especially if you do a ladder, you know, if you're doing a ladder, the ladder can cover your loss, you know. Boom, 7. You know, boom, 7. Point. 7. Okay. There's your 3. Drop down the ladder. Okay. Point. 7. You don't have to if I'm playing a ladder strategy, I don't necessarily even worry about covering the lay. Most of the time. I still will. It's a feeling, it's a whatever, you know. I think I've done the math for you, but I'm so sorry, man, if I have not answered that right. But I think I will get into some more lays for you guys. But anyway, that's what I got for 9 o'clock at night. All right? I appreciate you. Be great.